Good evening and welcome to Realty Coffee Talk on Awaz Entertainment in Canada around the world. My name is Tahir. I'm a fellow of Real Estate Institute of Canada, broker of record for City Pro Realty Inc. brokerage. And my focus tonight is to discuss new potentially legislative changes coming in real estate. Before we begin the conversation about what changes are coming or potentially coming, and then you need to be aware of that you're dealing with a real estate professional or a realtor who is licensed with the Real Estate Council of Ontario. You need to make sure they watch all the videos available at reco.on.ca. Today was a very hectic day today. We have Real Estate Council of Ontario, that is a regulator. It has a annual general meeting today. It was very extensive, about 2.5, 3 hours. And there were a lot of updates about changes, potential changes coming, because that's why the second stage was not implemented on April 1st, which was supposed to happen, transitioning from Reba to Teresa. So those changes will be coming, but we'll talk about generality. So consumers have understanding of what to expect in the future, what is coming. Sooner or later, those legislative changes will be announced by Real Estate Council of Ontario, and they will be available to all realtors. And lot of work, a lot of education needs to be done as a registrant working in a real estate profession. So first I attended the meeting today. Then after that, I have a global real estate professional, our 27th consecutive global connectivity conference, which was our 27th on a monthly basis. And we talk about the real estate market in GTA 416905 area. Also, we talk about the forecasting from Canadian Real Estate Association for the next quarter and predictions. What is happening in 23 and what is forecasting for 24. Those are things. After that, today I attended our Mississauga Real Estate Board has a award reception, civic award reception at City Hall, and many of our members and public attended this event, and I was one of the recipient of Ronald E. Sanderson Community Service Award. Dana, congratulations. She also received the same award for helping orphan in Ukraine, and my was based on all the community services that I've been doing in Mississauga. So it's a very pleasant surprise, but very well attended. And I like to thank all my friends and my clients who have attended this event. Particularly also I want to thank my member of parliament, Richie Valdez. She also came late, but she did come. And all those other member of parliament and also council. And thank you, Bonnie Crombie, our mayor, people's mayor, Bonnie Crombie. She was there and she was very happy. And we took lots of pictures. We'll share with you later on the event when we are talking about the event. We'll share that on social media. The most important thing I want to talk about is what we are anticipating. So one of the biggest change is coming is AMRAB, the Real Estate Business Broker Act is becoming TRESA, Trust and Real Estate Services Act. And once it's implemented, it will change over, number one. Number two, the biggest change is coming in there is that they are potentially eliminating a customer service. This is a feeling of the industry that when a buyer comes to a listing agent or vice versa, and he wants to buy a property from there, and seller agent already have a client relationship to protect the client's interest. So the buyer is being treated as a customer. And customer, we provide all the accurate information, but we don't protect them. We don't have fiduciary duty to protect their interests because our client is seller in this case. So now legislative changes potentially is coming. It's not been implemented yet. One that is announced, then we will know, we share with you. Number one is that customer service they're eliminating. So there's going to be a private representation by the party. So for example, a buyer who signed a customer service with a real estate agent to buy a property that he or she saw during the open house. Now they will have a choice once it's implemented. Remember, it's not been implemented, but that's in the pipeline. Therefore, you will have a choice to represent yourself as a self-represented party in a transaction. The buyer, the agent, seller agent will provide courtesy service, but not much. You cannot rely on the listing broker to help you when you are buying a property unless you enter into a buyer representation agreement. That means you both will be client, buyer and seller. They both will be client. Either you are a client or you will be not a client. So that means the listing agent has no obligation to you except to share general information which is easily accessible to you on realtor.ca or other information, but they will not provide you any more information. So you have to make a decision whether you want to be represented or not represented. And this is the big difference. And obviously, Real Estate Council of Ontario is planning to put together a guideline. It's going to be about 10 to 12 pages of guideline. So you understand your process of buying and selling in the province of Ontario. We as a realtor use, working with a realtor, a brochure that we share with them. We talk about the client relationship definition and how we work, and also a customer service. And also we show our license to you guys that we are licensed practitioner. So the client, the customer, they need to know who you are. So how often a consumer get to see the certificate of registration with RICO? If you look at, ask your realtor that show me your RICO license, he will have a certificate in his phone. It shows his license, his or her license, and also it will also show the brokerage license, and on the bottom it says how long this license is valid. Because Real Estate Council of Ontario is a consumer protection agency, so I always encourage buyer and seller to go to RICO, reco.o.ca, and learn about it. There are so much information that is available to you: how to hire a realtor, what to do as a seller, how to buy a property as a buyer, seller. So you all understand that. They talk about the relationship. What is a buyer representation agreement? What is a seller representation agreement? So they are always explained by your realtor when you are entering into an agreement. But most important thing is that it's changing now in terms of customer service may be eliminated. Right now we're using that brochure, and then we sign a BRA or listing agreement. Now you will be, when you enter into a BRA, and I always tell my client, when you talk about giving compensation or helping them to close the deal, you got to put that in BRA in Schedule A, attach Schedule A, and outline what commitment that you have, which area you will be buying the property, what type of property you want to buy, so you can eliminate lots of if and what. That way you are able to focus on the specific geographic area, and you can go and find this. And most importantly, when you are dealing with the buyers, for example, and you are trying to put an offer on a property, please make sure this is your obligation that your buyer qualifies it. Why would you put an offer of a client for the sake of an offer if you know your buyer does not qualify? The problem will happen is that when you have put an offer, you secure a deal, and the buyer changes his mind. You can't put a deposit. So if you look at the code of ethics of Real Estate Business Broker Act right now, Ontario Regulation 580/5, there are 53 different sections talk about it. So that's talk about competency, being honest with the fellow realtors, because it happened to me one or two times where the buyer secured the deal under competition, bidding war, and then did not deliver the deposit. It really shows your incompetency because you did not do your homework and explain to the buyer that the seller has given you this property and he has to reject all other offers. And now you are backing out. It reflects very poorly on the real estate professional. So we are expected higher standards. That means you need to sit down with your client, talk to them, and you calculate everything to create a budget so you know they can afford it or not. And do your CMA, comparative market analysis, so they understand they're buying a real market value property. They're not overpaying. Because when you buy a property more than what appraised value come through the bank, there's going to be a gap between the APS amount and the appraised value. A bank is not going to give you their money. Then you're going to be shortage of funds. You already tight on this because you negotiated a deal because you want to move into property. Now there is a deficit of 50, 100, 200,000. Depends on the property. Your deal will fall apart, but you already have a firm commitment. Your deposit is on the line. You may end up forfeiting that. You may end up seller suing you as your agent for not doing closing the deal on time. So it goes back, did I do my homework? So this is why it's very important from the consumer point of view that Real Estate Council of Ontario is a consumer protection agency. But they have to balance. They look at consumer complaint. They also look at the obligation of the registrant under the REBA, how far they have complied with their regulation. Because we are supposed to have a continuing education. We go teach, we learn about continuing education every 2 years. But there are so many education programs and seminars available that you can learn, because you never stop learning because life keeps teaching us. So this is a major change coming in our. The other change that we are anticipating also talks about the dedicated realtors. Because when you have a multiple representation, one person or the brokerage, the two people are employee of the same brokerage. One is representing the buyer, one is representing the seller. So there's going to be a clarity how to deal with that. This is very, very important. We will also have a challenge. I will be sending a request, because what happened in a small brokerage like us, we have a boutique brokerage, small people, small group. So therefore, it will be a challenge sometime to have a representation, a dedicated agent. So we're going to ask this question to the registrar to help us to see how we go about it. But it's not changes implemented yet. So we are waiting for these changes coming. But the idea again is for the consumer. When you are dealing with real estate professional, you know one thing. You need to verify the person is licensed in Ontario. You go to reco.on.ca to check their registration is valid, their brokerage is valid. Reason I'm saying to you is because you have to give deposit. Buyer, if you're a buyer, you have deposit. The deposit has to go to real estate trust account. Nobody can touch that real estate trust account under Section 27 of the Real Estate Business Broker Act, soon to be TRESA. So once the money goes into that account, you have two reasons. You have a conditional agreement of purchase and sale. A deal fell apart. The buyer is not satisfied. They sign a mutual release by signing by buyer, seller, listing agent, broker, and also the buying brokerage. Nobody get paid anything. They sign it, and then the listing broker will release those funds to the buyer. If there is a dispute between them for some reason, the money cannot be released. They have to have a mutual release. Third option you have is you go to the court, get a court order to release the funds. So it all depends. So most important thing for you is to understand when you're working with a realtor that is in Ontario, licensed with Real Estate Council of Ontario, you are comfortable. You feel protected because you can call RICO and get all the information. You can visit their site, and there is support for you if there is a problem with your transactions or issue. And majority of real estate professionals, they are honorable. They work very hard. We don't get paid until we finish a deal. And your being a client, protecting your interest is our priority, not only obligation or under the law, but ethical moral practices, code of ethics. I am member of many institutions. I carry lots of designation program, and each one I have a different code of ethics. Idea again is good business, good ethic is a good business. So when you are entering into a relationship, you talk about it. You interview people. You don't need to interview 1, 2. You can interview as many people you want. The best thing is you can collect the data. Is available now, but how to analyze it to your benefit is very important. There are many steps that we have to do to verify, to make sure you are protected. And that's our legal obligation. Moral obligation, legal and professional obligation to protect you. So this is why we are specialized in real estate. So you have to make sure that you use them. And then when these changes are coming, I encourage you to go to RICO, reco.on.ca, and keep subscribe to their service. And you are able to download and print out and learn about it before you even invite a realtor professional to help you sell your property, because you get educated. You're buying or selling. We have more than 350 episodes on YouTube, on Awaz Entertainment YouTube, and also realtycoffeetalk.com, and my own personal Tahir I Qureshi YouTube channel. You can subscribe, educate yourself, learn about it before you're buying and selling. Changes are coming. You know, lots of people expect lots of things. There are a lot of assumptions. So these changes will provide a very clear-cut clarity. What are these relationships? And I'm so glad that RICO will be putting together this brochure for public that we have to share. And they are thinking about also maybe online sharing the data, so we are able to get you acknowledge that we have shared with you. But I always want to go line by line with my client. I will send you the brochure when I got there, and I'll talk to you. And all of my clients know that. I need 3 to 4 hours to explain working with the realtors, buyer representation agreement, or seller representation agreement, authority to sell the property, residential or commercial. You need that time. Look at the value. The buying and selling is the most expensive or the biggest financial decision of your life. So would you not be considering offering, checking out multiple people, getting some references, interviewing people? If you go to reco.on.ca, they tell you how to interview, they tell you what to ask. There is a lot of guidelines. So I'm encouraging everybody to go there to learn about it. And similarly, real estate professional. So I was a little bit shocked today. We have over 110,000 registrant, but I see a little bit over 300 people showed up. So I see a lot of disengagement. I don't understand why registrants are not participating and listening and learning. It was AGM. We saw the financial, we got so many things today. But the good thing about this is that you can't stay home. You are in real estate profession. You need to know what regulator is doing, what are improvement coming, what are changes are coming. Attend these seminars. They're absolutely free. Only registered member can vote. And unfortunately, I see that lots of disconnect there. So I'm hoping that more people will connect. Whoever have connected, there was a very good interaction today. I was very pleased with the outcome of the meeting. So this is very important. I encourage all real estate professionals in real estate, particularly in the province of Ontario. So please attend all the regulator seminars, watch videos, info bulletin. It explains your step. It make life easy if you have a challenge understanding the rules and regulations. Ask the question. You can write to registrar directly through your broker of record. If you have any question, if he cannot answer your question, you can ask question. And this was the opportunity where individually everybody can go and speak and talk about it, ask question. So this was an amazing and very busy day today. So I wanted to share the information with you. And obviously we will be sharing more information as it becomes available. We're going to talk about a little bit more after the break. We're going to take a short break and we'll come back on Realty Coffee Talk shortly.
हसीन लगना तो सभी चाहते हैं, मगर हुस्न का निखार तभी मुमकिन है जब आपका स्टाइलिस्ट हो एक्सपर्ट एंड क्वालिफाइड। ब्यूटी बार एंड ब्राइडल, ऑल एक्सपर्टीज इन वन पॉइंट। हमारे यहाँ थ्रेडिंग, लेटेस्ट फेशियल ट्रीटमेंट, बेस्ट बॉडी वैक्सिंग, मेकओवर जैसा आप चाहें, जबरदस्त ब्राइडल पैकेज, मैनिक्योर, पेडिक्योर, केराटिन ट्रीटमेंट, क्रायो हेयर ट्रीटमेंट और बहुत कुछ जो आपके हुस्न को चार चांद लगा दे। तो देर किस बात की, अभी विजिट कीजिए ब्यूटी बार एंड ब्राइडल। वी आर लोकेटेड एट 5150 डिक्सी रोड, यूनिट 6, मिसिसॉगा। अवार्ड विनिंग इंडियन ब्यूटी सैलून। For appointments, call now 437-324-2885. Beauty Bar and Bridal, one stop beauty salon.
मुसलमान होने के नाते हमें इस बात पे फख्र है कि हम हलाल तरीके से जिंदगी गुजार रहे हैं। लेकिन आपको इस बात का कैसे पता चलेगा जिन हेल्थ सप्लीमेंट्स का इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं वो हलाल हैं या नहीं? पेश करते हैं न्यूट्रिलक्स। हमारे पास बेहतरीन क्वालिटी और रेंज ऑफ हेल्थ सप्लीमेंट्स मौजूद हैं जो कि हलाल सर्टिफाइड हैं और 100% वीगन हैं। बच्चों के लिए हमारे पास मजेदार गमी की शक्ल में विटामिन्स मौजूद हैं जो उनकी जरूरी गजाइयत को हासिल करना आसान और खुशगवार बनाते हैं। मर्दों के लिए हमारे सप्लीमेंट सेहतमंद और तंदुरुस्त रहने का आसान तरीका पेश करते हैं, चाहे आप एक एथलीट हो, बिजी प्रोफेशनल या पेरेंट। खवातीन के लिए हमारे सप्लीमेंट्स हैं जो आपकी मजमूई सेहत और तंदुरुस्ती में मदद करते हैं, चाहे आप अपनी एनर्जी को बढ़ाना चाहते हैं या अपने स्किन और बालों को सेहतमंद रखना चाहते हैं। और बुजुर्गों के लिए हमारे टैबलेट्स आपकी सेहत की खुसूसी जरूरियात को पूरा करने और आपकी उम्र के साथ साथ आपको एक्टिव और इंडिपेंडेंट रहने में एक अहम किरदार अदा करती है। न्यूट्रिलक्स सप्लीमेंट्स जिंदगी के हर मरहले के लिए, ताकि आप अपने हलाल अख्तार पर कायम रह सकें।
J. Junaid Jamshed, Summer Gala sale is finally here. Avail flat 20 and 50% off on all items starting from 26th May till 4th June. Rush to your nearest store or shop online at us.junaidjamshed.com.
Welcome to EB Electronics. Please call 647-762-3956.
दावत इस्लामी का एक शोबा देखिए खेल की आवाज हर पीर रात 8 बजे। आज की बात समीना जबीन के साथ हर मंगल रात 8 बजे। इस्लाम इन मॉडर्न टाइम हर मंगल और जुमा शाम 6 बजे। रियलिटी कॉफी टॉक हर जुमेरात शाम 7 बजे। टुनाइट टॉक हर जुमा शाम 7 बजे। देखिए तकरार, कीजिए तकरार समीना जबीन के साथ हर रोज रात 9 बजे और रिपीट सुबह 9 बजे। आप देख रहे हैं आवाज एंटरटेनमेंट, आवाज आपकी, चैनल हमारा, जुड़िए हमसे।
Good evening and welcome to Realty Coffee Talk and Awaz Entertainment in Canada around the world. My name is Tahir. I'm a fellow Roast Institute of Canada broker of record facility for Realty Inc. brokerage. We're talking about new legislative changes in real estate. So just to make it short, these changes are coming. They are not done yet. And so as soon as they are released, it will be shared. And there's a lot of learning. So not only registrant or realtors, they also have consumer. So it's very clarified, a clarity of relationship. So when you are looking at signing or committing documents, always I have experience in life. A buyer said, I know everything about it. I want to deal with it. Now, if these changes happen as a private party, you will have the authority now. The other thing is a disclosure of information. Remember, we have a bidding war and we are restricted by law not to disclose the content of the application, of the offers. We only say number of offers received. Now the changes are coming where with the express consent of the seller or direction of the seller, whatever content they want you to release it to solicit more competition or get a better price, they will be allowed once it's done. Right now it's not permitted, so we can't disclose under the bidding war. What they're saying is, let's assume a seller said, okay, I got 5 offers. I know which one is best. I want to disclose the highest offer and send it to the people who submitted the offer, that if anybody want to beat that price or condition, and this will be allowed provided that seller give you a written consent and provide in writing to you. At this moment is not permitted. So these are the significant changes of attitude and how consumer behave as compared to registrant behave. So now we have to listen. Your principal is the client, the seller, and they dictate you and you follow them as long as they're legal and in writing. And this is why it's very, very important. And this is a very shifting of way of practicing before and now we're doing now. Lot of the time, the consumer come to you, your open houses or other places, they want information from you and walk away. Now you have a clear mandate. You will have a clear mandate. Do you want to deal with me to represent you and enter into a buyer representation agreement? Or you want to be a self-represented party? So they have a choice now. They will have a choice. So these are very significant changes. Disclosure, conflict of interest, some code ethics has been changed to move to regulation. There are increased penalties for wrongdoing. So this is why it's very important, a consumer and the professional, go to rico.on.co and watch video. It's going to be coming to you. Read now, ask question now. If you're a real estate professional, please talk to your broker of record. Tell them, I downloaded, I can understand this, need the clarification. If he can answer your question, if he not, he will write to registrar to get you and get you the answer. And remember that this regulation is not amended yet, it's not been implemented. As soon as it is become effective, it will be introduced to everyone. And there is a lot of training program. We have We are planning myself to create some seminars for public as well as for registrant to educate. Idea here is to create awareness, to awareness, to educate a consumer to understand the role and responsibility of the registrant or realtors working in real estate, and who are supposed to follow code of ethics and professional good ethics and good professionals standards implemented. We are obligated under the law. We follow the regulation. We are member of Canadian Real Estate Association, Ontario Real Estate Association, Toronto Regional Real Estate Board, Mississauga Real Estate Board, and all those boards. I'm a FRI, so I also have a Code of Ethics of Real Estate Institute of Canada. I'm a CIPS. I'm also ethic of NAR. I am a CRES. I also follow the ethics of REIC. Also, I am a SRES. I follow NAR again. I am a ABR. I also follow NAR. I'm a SRS. I follow NAR. So these are over and above the professional standard and practices to create more confidence in the real estate market. So well informed market, so you are able to do that. So I request all my followers, viewers, please go to realtycoffeetalk.com or Awaz Entertainment on YouTube or awazent.com or my YouTube channel Tahir Qureshi and watch this video. A purpose is to educate you so you don't make mistakes. And because lots of new changes are coming, it's very, very important for you to make informed decision, and so you are safe, because buying or selling a house is the biggest decision of a family, that making a decision and small mistake can haunt you. Particularly, I will recommend to all real estate professionals and even consumers, please create your budget. Talk with your realtor, create a budget. Get your mortgage approved or get pre-qualified to get a ceiling. Never remove mortgage or home inspection conditions, minimum, depending on environment and other issues. But those conditions you cannot remove unless you have secure. Pre-approval means nothing. That bank can withdraw it. What happens if they pre-approve you? You remove the condition and wait time to come on closing. The bank sent it for appraisal. Now your value is $150,000 less than what was on the agreement of purchase and sale. You can't close the deal where you're going to come up with that $150,000 gap. This is why it's very, very important that you deal with the professional. They help you and interview quite a few. Give me a call. I'll come to your door and explain you everything, because I compete. We all compete. Remember, all registrants, 110,000 in Ontario, we all compete with each other. But we follow code of ethics, professionalism, because we have obligation. That's a condition for our license to practice honestly, professionally, with integrity, and with competency and consumer protection, to make sure all steps are taken to protect your interest. And you feel comfortable because there is a watchdog, Real Estate Council of Ontario, for all realtors, including myself. So this is very, very important for you to feel confidence. There is a regulator in Ontario that control real estate education, registration, compliance, and consumer protection province in Ontario. So you have a more informed and healthy market where everybody perform ethically, professionally, and less complaint. I was looking at the report, so we have a less and less complaint, which is amazing. Rico is doing a good job educating consumers. So this is why it's very important to talk about this. Changes coming as they come along, approvals are done, then we talk about specifically each one, because when we have our details. Right now, it's in the pipeline. So you are watching Realty Coffee Talk on Awaz Entertainment. We've been doing this for more than almost 3 years now. And you can watch all episode on realtycoffeetalk.com, awazentertainment.com, or you can go to Tahir I Qureshi at YouTube channel. Also, Awaz YouTube channel, Facebook is available to you. Purpose is to educate you so you don't make mistake in buying and selling real estate. Thank you for watching our Realty Coffee Talk. Our program is broadcast every Thursday at 7 p.m. on Awaz in ENT in Canada around the world. Thank you for watching. May God bless you all. May God bless Canada. Thank you. Bye for now.